Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here with Roger Block, who's president of Travel Leaders Network, and we're here at the annual Travel Leaders Network conference in Las Vegas. And we're going to find out a lot about what's going on here, what's going on with the group, and this is Insider Travel Report. Some of the other things you announced here were new training and education platforms, including one that you launched earlier, a series of expos with some pretty good training and educational people.
Right. I mean, people need training. People need product knowledge. There's an awful lot of new agents coming into the industry. Our agencies are being very creative as to how to attract new talent. So what we came up with is a series of meetings held regionally around the United States where frontline agents could meet one-on-one with suppliers, obtain in-depth product knowledge of those suppliers, but also then bring in professional sales trainers. Because a lot of us are very passionate about selling travel, but selling travel is more than just helping the customer trying to find the products that's going to be best for them. It's also, we have to sell, which means close the sale. How do you close the sale and not offend the client? How do you really qualify the customer? So what we've done is brought in outside talent to help the agents understand the process, because some people have a real fear of saying, so how would you like to pay for that? Or whatever the closing technique is.
Sure.
So what we're trying to do is give them the tools and feel comfortable with going through the process, helping the client find what's very best for them, but then also close the sale.
Well, that's all important. And I guess the other side of it, you also you're starting a new sort of business consulting thing with actually a guy we both know, Mike Going, and his consulting firm, really trying to get best practices, things going in a much smaller and intense environment. Talk a little bit about that initiative.
Yeah, we recently entered into a consulting agreement with MPG, Mike Going, Ken Pomerantz, and Terry Morrison. And they come from a unique background. When you think two of them were presidents of some of the largest center fund wholesalers in the country, that gave them the opportunity to work with and understand some very, very successful large leisure agencies and what makes them successful. What we're doing with them is a lot of agencies are great agents, but on the business side, meaning, do they do an annual business plan? Do they do an annual marketing plan? What components of a business plan and marketing plan do they need to have in there? And then more importantly, who's going to follow up with the agency owners to make sure they implement it? And so our team is going to be working with Mike. We're going to be limiting the size of the groups to about 20 agency owners per session. It is going to be an in-depth process. Each agency obviously will construct their own business plan, their own marketing plan, but then we're going to work with them on a monthly basis of, you said you were going to do X, these are the type of promotions you were going to do at this time frame, this is the type of partnerships you were going to try to do with X supplier or Y supplier. How are you doing? Did you do it? And I think that's one of the keys that an awful lot of independent agency owners don't have today, is they don't have an independent board of directors.
No, not at all.
They really don't have anyone looking over their shoulder and saying, James, you said you were going to do X. How's it coming?
Right.
And so we're going to be the watchdog, so to speak, just to encourage them to get it done. Because we all know that if you develop these plans and you implement them, the odds are you're going to be more successful.
Sure.
So it's not just develop the plan, but it's also develop the plan, implement the plan, but then having individuals who have seen successful agencies and how they've done it help you build the plan to emulate some of those tactics.
Well, then another program that you just introduced too is one, I would call it a marketplace for agents who are at that stage of life where they may want to retire, sell their businesses. And now you've developed a website of actually buyers, right?
Right.
Who are willing to buy their agencies and thus probably keep it within your system. Talk a little bit about how that's going to work.
Well, when you look at the average age of a number of agency owners, let's face it, I'm getting older.
We all are.
Yes, unfortunate fact of life.
Yeah.
But they've built very successful businesses. Most agency owners don't know how to sell their business. That's not the business we're in. We're in the business of helping clients achieve the best vacations they can possibly achieve, or corporate travel, or whatever the business model they achieve. So today, they either call a friend, usually a neighbor agency or someone they've built a rapport with, and say, James, would you like to buy my agency? They really don't know how to position the agency, but so they're only talking to one buyer. Well, obviously, if you're only talking to one buyer, that probably doesn't maximize your return. Then we have a number of agencies in our system who are interested in acquiring other agencies, whether it's regionally, locally, or in several of our cases, we have owners who are interested in acquiring agencies across the country. So what we're doing is we're having them place ads on this website, basically talking about these are the type of agencies I'd like to buy. This is the size, the mix, the profitability, or it could be the type of agency, corporate, leisure, group, ICs, whatever. So here's my profile. These are the people I would like to buy. So then you as a seller, totally confidentially, can go to this website. You can then say, that agency looks like it could be a good match for my business. That agency could, that agency could. So all of a sudden now you can talk to 2, 3, 4, 5 different potential buyers to see who might offer me the best return for my asset that I've worked my entire life to build.
Yeah.
So it's, and as you say, it keeps the volume within the family.
Yeah. Well, as I say, neither one of us is going to ever retire, so
No.
why would we need that?
Well, that's true. That's true. And, you know, a number of people don't. But, and then you could also say, I want to sell my business because I don't want the accounting headaches anymore.
Right.
Or I don't want the personnel headaches anymore. Or I don't want whatever it is. We have a number of agency owners who are looking to acquire people who want the owner to stay for a while.
Right.
So they never retire. There's others who would prefer not. So, you know, what this does, it allows you to really find a match that's going to work for you.
Yeah. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is something we have talked to both Nine and Chaco and John Lovell about, but it is the big news from this conference is your new partnership with American Express and its Gold Card and Platinum Card programs. And it's where you're going to allow access to trained members of your group to sell to Gold Card and Platinum Card customers through a new website called Travel Collection. What's been the reception so far from your view? Because you were up there on stage with an American Express representative and Nine and talking about this. What's been the reception from your members?
This is the biggest thing we've ever done. I mean, that's just the bottom line. When I talk to the people in the hallways, when you think of having access, which is one thing you didn't mention, to be able to redeem mileage rewards points.
Right.
The largest loyalty program in the world, with billions of dollars outstanding. To be able to go to all of your customers that have an American Express card and say, you can now redeem your points with us, that is just absolutely huge. And as we talked about, the points don't have to pay for the entire cost of the trip. It could pay for a part, a quarter, a half, or whatever. But we're talking about using the points for upgrading a client. So let's say a client comes in and has a budget of X dollars. And that X dollars will only buy them, let's say, a outside cabin. But they really wanted a balcony. It's the logical question now as an agent is, do you have an American Express card? Yes, no. If the answer is yes, Well, have you thought about maybe using some of your points to upgrade yourself to the balcony? If the answer is no, then obviously the next question is, well, with a number of our preferred vendors, you actually save more. We have discounts. We have additional shipboard credits on top of what's already in the marketplace. So we can help the customer save more money. We can get them a better experience just because of this relationship with American Express. And they have a fabulous brand, as we all know. They've been in business for over 150 years. They have a reputation for incredible customer service. So for us to be able to partner with someone like that is a tremendous opportunity for all of our agents.
And so far, I think I read so far about 240 agents who are in a beta test or something,
Yes,
and then
who have
about
gone
20
through
some suppliers who are
Right.
part of the travel collection, right?
Correct. And I mean, we have airlines, cruise lines, tour operators, hoteliers, all offering additional amenities, benefits over and on top of the standard program that they offer.
Yeah.
So-
Now, the other thing, of course, years ago, people were a little afraid of American Express because they were in the travel agency business. They had rep agencies. They still do, although the group is not as big. Where do you think that fear has gone away and nobody cares about that as much?
I don't think the fear is there as much because the bottom line is we are developing a program with our customers. The vast majority already have an American Express card.
Right.
So for us to be able to say, use your American Express card more with us, for us to redeem your loyalty, what we're trying to do is build a one-on-one relationship with every customer by offering them more. If we didn't have this relationship and the customer wanted to redeem their miles for a cruise or an airline ticket or whatever travel product, they called American Express. So even though they might have been our customer, we lost them.
Right.
So what this is doing is trying to retain that relationship with our existing customers, and we believe it's going to allow us to attract many, many more new customers, because as other customers within the marketplace understand, hey, I don't have to call American Express, I don't have to deal with an 800 number, I can go talk to someone personally, and if I have an issue, I can just go down the street and I can redeem my miles there.
Right.
That's a positive for the customer, offering personalized service.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity to further enhance the relationship with your existing customers, but also to attract new customers.
And drive them to travel agents.
And drive them to Travel Leaders Network
Travel-
agency.
yeah,
Not just any travel agency, it's only applicable
Right.
for our agencies.
Well, Roger, thank you for inviting me to the conference. It's always been fascinating to watch this group grow, and I have been there sort of since the beginning.
Yes, you have.
So it's been amazing how you've integrated the groups, and now with this new program and the other things you're doing, Agent Profiler. Good luck with all those programs, and we'll look forward to next year when you're all together in one, right?
Thanks so much, James. It's always a pleasure to have you with us.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.